This is where we stopped yesterday, right?
Yes.
So we are starting the analysis process. So, like I said yesterday, before you start actually analyzing data, you want to create hypotheses or questions that you are going to answer based off of the problem and the objective you created. So, this is going to guide your analysis. It's going to guide your analysis process so you are not scattered everywhere. So these are the questions I formulated based off of the problem statement that we had and the objective. So these are the questions I formulated. A easy way to quickly get this hypothesis or question is to copy the problem and the objective to ChatGPT, and it gives you some questions to start off from. So it's a way to guide how you are going to analyze, give your analysis a structure. So that's the point of having these questions. So you don't just go and start doing anything that comes to mind. So with this, we are going to start working on our data using this as the guide we are using for our analysis. So open up your question, your data. So the first question was we need to know how many leads that we generated for the month of August, which is the duration of this data set. That was the first question. The second question was what percentage of these leads converted to actual sales, actual sales. So I'm going to bundle these two together and do it at once. Okay, so as I said, when you are doing analysis with Excel, one of the fastest way to go about it is by using your pivot table. It makes summarization of data very, very fast. Jennifer, can you see the screen?
Mm.
So we are live
Where?
actually. So using your pivot table makes your analysis very fast when you are working with Excel. So we are going to create a pivot table to answer those two questions. Okay, the total numbers of leads and the percentage of those leads that are converted to clients. So go to insert pivot table, select your data, then press OK. Now, to calculate the total number of leads that are converted to clients, we will first we need to do is we'll take the sales status to row, then we take the customer ID right to values. It's giving us some. So um, there's something I forgot to do, which we are going to do right now. Uh, when you are working with those unique identifier, in this case client ID, you always want it to be the data type to be a text data type. You don't want it to be numbers, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to our data. Go back to the data and edit. I want to edit this client ID, change it from numbers to a text data type. So I'm going to go back to Power Query to do that. Right click, then edit. I taught you this yesterday to edit your data in case you made a mistake during the Power Query. Okay. So, so right now, if you take a look at each of these column, you see at the top there is like an icon here. You see some is numbers, alphabets, there's something like a calendar. So this denotes the type of data that is on a particular column. So currently, this client ID, its numbers, we need to change it to text data type. So it's very easy. Click on the icon. You click on the icon, then switch to text. Now I'll close and load. Then once you edit your original data, always refresh your refresh your table. Click on this refresh all. Okay. So my table has been refreshed. Let me just bring this out. Now I will drag the client ID back to value. And it's going to give me a count of the client ID. So from this, we've answered the first two questions. The question was, okay, we answered the first question actually. The question was how many leads was generated for the month of August, which is the month that we are working with. The data set we have is for August. And we can see that the total leads generated was 225. That is the total leads generated. So the second question was, what is the what percentage of those leads were converted to actual sales? So this is the percentage of leads converted to actual sales can also be termed conversion rates. Is that understood? The percentage of leads converted to sales from a, a list is termed your conversion rate. So if you have 100 leads and 50 of them converted to clients, you have 50% conversion rate. So the second question was for us to check from this our data, our conversion rates, the numbers of leads are converted to sales. So basically we are checking for our conversion rates. So to do that, we can calculate this manually using a formula, right? We can calculate this manually, which I'm just going to do here, but for the sake of this, we will use pivot table to calculate this. So to get your conversion rate, is simply people that are paid as total paid client that leads that are paid divided by the total numbers of leads. Then this will give you the convert it to percentage. This should give you your conversion rate. So the formula for conversion rate is the numbers of paying clients divided by the total numbers of leads. That is the formula for conversion rate. Is that clear? To calculate your conversion rate is the numbers of paying leads divided by the numbers of total leads. That is your conversion rate. If you check the note, the formula is also there. The case study note I sent, the formula is also there. Right? So for this particular data, my conversion rate is what? What's my conversion rate? Was 4%.
24.4%.
So this data, to a certain degree, okay, it's it's not complete. You want to know why? Is we were supposed to compare whatever we have here to the past, like the last month. This for August. We're supposed to compare it to July. But notwithstanding, we'll still do our analysis. But to get a fuller picture, we would have compared it to a past month to know if the conversion rate went up or down. So let's just assume, for the sake of this um, analysis, that the previous month conversion rate was 50%, right? So we can say that the conversion rate dropped to 44% for the month of August. Okay, so these are conversion rates, but the best way to get conversion rate, this is how I'm going to do it. I'll just copy this table, paste it somewhere else. Now I want to convert this to percentage directly from here. Like percentage of the grand total. I want to get the percentage directly from here. So this is how I'm going to do it. Click on this values, this count of client ID. Right click on that. You see value field settings. Under value field settings, go to show value as. Click on that. Then you see show value as. You look for the calculation. We are going to use show value as a percentage of grand total. That's what we are going to work with. Press OK. Now you see we've basically gotten the same answer. You can see the percentage of client that paid was 44.4%. So this is the best way to calculate this conversion rate directly from your pivot table without using a formula. Okay, so these questions, we are now going to create a new, all our findings, we'll be documenting it so that when we want to write our report, it's going to be easy for us. Every finding we make going forward, we are going to be documenting it. So I'm creating a new Word document. So for the first question, so maybe I should answer it here. The total leads generated. So I'm basically all my findings. I'm just going to document it here. Right? It's from here. When I want to write my report, to make it very fast, I'll just copy the information from here, put it on ChatGPT to give me a faster report based off of the findings we are making now. So the total lead generated was 225. The percentage of leads that are converted to paying clients to 4%, 44.4%. So I'll put it here in brackets conversion rates. You notice that I'm not actually formatting this uh, Word document right now. What I'm doing here is I'm just documenting everything I'm observing, putting it in one place so that when I want to format it, I'll just draw my insight directly from here, my recommendation directly from here. Okay, so we've been able to answer the first and the second question, right? So we know the total amount of leads generated for the month of August. We know which percentage of these leads, or we know which percentage converted to sales or clients. That is the conversion rate. We know the conversion rate for these leads. So the next question was, which salesperson had the highest and the lowest number of conversion? That's the next question. We want to figure out which of the salesperson has the highest or the lowest number of conversion. Like I said, the reason for this question is to guide our analysis. We don't want to be doing random things. We don't want to be doing things randomly. We want to have a structure to our analysis. It's almost like if you want to build a, first draw the plan. The same thing. So have you done the first one? Hmm? You've not done the first one. Hmm? You are lost. Why are you lost? Let's see if we can find you. We're trying to create this pivot table. So what was the issue? You cannot find your sales status. Okay, you can't find your sales status. Let's see. Did you save it that day? Yesterday? Let me look at your works. Sales status. This is sales status now. Okay, refresh. Once you do any editing on your Power query, always refresh the data. Click on this refresh all. Right, it's going to refresh the data. Merit, are you done? You're not done. That's serious. What happened to your data? Scroll down. Have you scrolled your this thing down? Should be at the bottom. Did you move your original data, like the raw file? The error is that it's not locating the the original sales data set, you know, the original file, right? That we used to extract to this Excel, this workbook we're working on now. Maybe you moved it. You didn't move it. Are you sure? Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you following, Jennifer?
Yes, I am.
Sure you did not move it. Maybe you didn't save it. You see this one you were working on. So I'm just going to save this. Okay, you did now. You moved it. The data was moved. You get. You moved it from where it was originally. So you have to just um, start again. Okay, so just work with this. Just work with this instead. So you moved it. That's why you're having that issue. Yeah. You should go back to this. You you don't have to create a pivot table.
Yes, exactly. But there was something you did and you changed this customer client ID.
Okay, I edited the client ID. You were not following that. Go back to the pivot table. Then change your client ID from whole numbers to text. So, Tachi, just watch. Because you not. Okay, ready? Why are we changing this text? How? Edit your edit text. But when you click on this icon, this icon will not the data type. That's when you click on it, you can change.
Click on all.
Yes, click on this. Select it, select it, now it's click on it. Yes. It's click on it. And click on the icon there. Change it to text. Hmm? Yes, close and load. Once you are done, close it and load. No, it's client ID. Change it to it's text now. Yours is already text, right? So close and load. Okay, to the next question. The question was which salesperson had the highest and the lowest numbers of conversion. So I will create another pivot table. Now for this, I'll take the salesperson to row. Take the client ID to value. Now, to show which has the highest paying clients, I'll move the sales status to column. Okay, so you are going to have something like this. This is what you are going to get. Now, to show the percentage of the conversion rate percentage, just copy this. Are you there? Are you done with the first one? Are you done with the first one?
Me?
So yours is like this as well. What have you not done? You've done this one, but you've not done this one. You've not done this one.
I've not done any one. I'm going to do them later. I just started my data.
And don't. So just copy this. Copy this first table. Paste it here. Yeah. Yeah, do now. Do your thing. Do it fast though. Fast.
I'm still
You did not try. You are getting a different value. Did you get this value? Did you get this? 1,000. No, no. No, no. So the issue, I know the issue. I know the issue. Did you do the refreshing? Did you do this? Did you click on refresh after you've done that? If you do that, you should not have some again. You should not have. There's no way you will click refresh and you will have some. It's going to be zero like that. So what you will do, click on the value, remove what was there before, take it out. What was on your value, take it out. Then, yes, click the pivot table, go to value. That sum of count ID, remove it from there. Then bring the sum of the count ID again. You are going to see count of client ID. You get the same value as I did. Now to make it like this, that it shows the percentage of client that pays. It breaks it into percentage. Okay, you can tell the percentage of client that paid, the percent that did not pay. You want to be this format. What you are going to do, firstly, just copy this. Okay, paste it. You can paste it here, paste it here. I like to paste one at the bottom. Then you will go to your count ID, your value. Click on that. You see value field settings. Click on that. Then you see show value as. Right? Show value as. Then under that, you see show value as. Then you see a drop down. By default, you have no calculations. So we want to show the value as a percentage of the grand total. want to show each of these as a percentage of the total, right? So click on that, then press OK, and you are going to get this. Okay, have you done that? We've done it. We've done the one for the first one. Okay. So this third question was that we should find the for each salesperson. We needed to know the conversion rate for each of the salesperson. We need to know how well they are converting clients. Right. That was the third question. And to do that, let me delete this one. To do that, I brought the salesperson to row, right? Then I brought the clients, the leads given to each salesperson. That's the client ID. I brought it to value. So now I can see the total leads each salesperson had, right? But I cannot see the from the lead. I can't tell which was the one that converted to customer. So to have that, I moved the sales status to column. So now I can tell from each of the leads, I can tell the amount of that was converted to clients, the amount that did not convert to clients. So for Ahmed, you can see that out of the 22, he had 5 converting to clients. You can see that for each of the sales person. But right now, we can see the count of the leads that converted to clients, but we need to know their conversion rate, right? For each salesperson, we need to know the conversion rate. That means out of the total numbers of clients you had, how many did you convert? You are still on the first one. You are on this second one. You are here, right? Okay. So we need to know the conversion rate for each of these clients. So I'm going to copy this, paste it at the bottom here. Now, basically, I'll do the same thing. So click on my value, go to view field settings, go to show value as. Now, in this case, you can see that we are having there's a grand total here. There's a grand total at the bottom, right? Uh, what we want to calculate is the conversion rate for each of the clients. So we want a conversion rate that is on the row. As we want to compare this not pay and pay with the grand total on the row side. We don't want to compare it on this bottom, this column side, right, or on both at the same time. So instead of using percentage of grand total, we will now use percentage of row total. So you are going to see this is 100%. Then out of the 100% of clients that this Ahmed had, 22% converted to leads. Out of the 100% of leads that Ahmed had, 22% converted to clients. So now what I'm going to do, I will to say I want to load it from the highest to the lowest. That means the salesperson that have the highest conversion rate to the one that have the lowest. So I'm going to sort my table based off of these paid clients. So right click, you see sort, then go to largest to smallest. So you can see from this data, you see the salesperson with the highest conversion rate and the one with the lowest conversion rate. So I will go back to my Excel workbook, so my documents, and I'll answer that question. So what was the question? Which salesperson had the highest and the lowest conversion? Fumi had the highest of. So just copy the value from here.
So I thought it's Ngozi that has the highest conversion rate.
And who had the lowest? I think it should be Ahmed.
Mr. Excel.
Ahmed had the lowest conversion rate.
Mr. Excel. Mr. Excel, are you there? Mr. Excel.
Okay, so we've been able to answer that question. We've been able to figure out the salesperson with the highest conversion rate, salesperson with the lowest conversion rate, and in general, the conversion rate by each salesperson. Okay. I think the question number 4, right? Also, we have already done that. How many clients were handled by each salesperson, and what was their individual conversion rate? So we're able to answer number 3 and 4 using this pivot table chart we just did. Okay. So we are getting more knowledge about this data, like understanding the data a little bit more. So we can answer some key questions from this data. So are you done? Are we done? Can we move to the next one? We've answered 3 and 4. So go to 5. I think 5 and 6 should be related. Okay, so the fifth question was, what is the distribution of client gender and how does this relate to sales success? Like I said, it's just words. Sales success is also conversion rate, right? Then the sixth question, do male or female client convert more? So we are going to answer the 5 and 6 using the same chart. But we can actually do that. Okay, so off to the next. So we are going to call this sales person conversion rate. So I'll just put CR there. The reason I'm naming it for easy recognition. So we are creating a new pivot table so that will work with the client gender. So I'm going to bring gender to row. Then I'll take client ID to value. What was it? Let me look at the question again. How many clients were on the right? Okay, so I want to look at which of these clients paid, which one did not pay. So I'll bring my sales status to column. Okay, so the gender distribution, this client distribution by gender, we have 124 females and 101 males. So we have more females than male, right? Then under this female, out of the 124, only 27 converted. While for males, out of the 101, 73 converted. So we've been able to understand the gender distribution, and we can see that uh, by virtue of gender, males are more likely to convert than females. Male clients are more likely to convert than females. So probably the reason for a drop in sales might be because we had more female leads than male leads. Okay, so we'll answer the second question. Do male or female client convert more? So we will use the conversion rate for this. So copy, paste this. Now, basically the same thing we did for the previous one. We are going to get the percentage of leads that converted to clients and paid. Okay, so what are the facts or insight that we're able to gather from this? We'll go to our Word document. Okay, sorry. Data showed that had more female clients in brackets actually than male clients. Comma, and male clients had a higher conversion rate. From what we were able to see, male clients had a higher conversion rate. Seventy-two point 28. 21.77%. This would suggest that male clients. So all of this thing we are doing now, we will take it to ChatGPT. I would have formatted it myself, but I have AIs. So is that this will suggest that male clients has a higher likelihood of converting to paying clients. So, okay. So on the insight part, so I'm going to write this letter, but there's something I found out from what we just did. Like the reason we had another reason, a key reason I was able to find from here for us having less sales was that during the month of August we had more female leads than male leads, which might have contributed to the drop in sales. Because as we can see clearly, males are more likely to buy what we are offering, the properties. This company sells lands and properties. So males were more likely to buy, but our leads show that we have more females than males. That's also a contributor to the drop in sales. So probably in our recommendation, we're not there yet, I'll write it out later. In our recommendation, something we should look at is targeting more male clients compared to female clients. Probably if they are using social media ads, we optimize for males than females. So write that when we get to insight and recommendation, we're going to document that. Okay, so we've been able to answer from question 1 to 5. No, 7 was how many clients booked inspection, and 8. So 7 and 8 are connected. Of those who inspected, how many ended up making payments? Then number 9, is there a pattern between inspection and sales outcome? So all of this is centered around inspection. So we're just going to do it at once. We're going to do it at once. So this is gender. I'll work with the so we're working with inspection. If they went for inspection, they did not go for inspection. So always we move this to value. Let me look at the question again. So, how many clients booked inspection? So we can answer the question. Out of 225, 171 booked inspection. So I'm just going to write that under my findings. So the next question was, of those who did inspection, how many ended up making payments? So we are going to break this even further. So we want to check out of these people that went for inspection, which one made payment, which one did not make payment. So we are going to bring the sales status to colon. So we can see the people that did not go for inspection, only 6 made payment. While the people that went for inspection, 94 made payment. So we are going to document that. One hundred 94 converted into paying clients. Okay. So the last one was, is there a pattern between inspection status and sales outcome? Okay, so to answer this, I will convert this to show the conversion rates. Okay, here's this here. Now, the same thing I did with the first one, apply percentage of row total. So the question was, is there a pattern of going for inspection and payment? Is there a pattern between inspection status and sales outcome? So from this, we can observe that for clients that did not pay, only 11% of them converted. Henry, are you with us? Hope you are not pressing your phone. So out of the total numbers of clients that did not go for inspection, only 11% made payments. Then out of the total number of clients that went for inspection, we had 54.9% making payments. So if you ask the question, is there a pattern that shows that the going for inspection affects sales outcome? You can say, yeah, for a fact there is. From what we can observe from this data, going for inspection almost 4 times the likelihood of a client making payments. Okay, so we'll document that. Okay. Client that went for inspection had a higher likelihood converting. So I'm going to put the percentage to paying clients. In brackets, 54.97% than clients that did not go for inspection. $11.11. Okay, so we're able to find out a couple of things. that the client that went for inspection had a higher likelihood of converting to paying client than those that did not go out for inspection.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question was which state had the highest and lowest conversion rates? So we want to understand how the states affected the conversion rates. Yes. So let me ask a question. How will I just guide me? I want to show the conversion rate by states. Let's see if you understand. What am I going to do next? What's the
So which
next
state
step?
has the most?
Yeah?
Which state has the most?
Which
Conversion
state
rate
has
by
the
what?
highest and lowest? I'll send you the question after we are done. Okay, states to row. Where's my state? State to row. Okay.
Client ID to value.
So the question was to know the conversion rate for each state. So now we know the numbers of clients generated from each of the states first. Then now we need to know from those clients generated